I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we have a top 5. Yes, a top 5. We haven't actually done a top 5 for a very long time. That was one of my most enjoyable videos, to be fair, but you know, time and effort, etc. But we're going to have a top 5 today. It's one that we usually do every year, and that is the top 5 premium tanks currently in the game. And again, remember guys, this is my opinion. You guys might look at this and think, what the frick is Meadsy on about? But this is just my opinion as to what I think are the best 5 premium tanks in the game right now. Now, I wasn't actually, and I do this every time, I wasn't looking at making a top 5 premium tanks. I was looking at making a top 5 top 5 tanks in Blitz right now. But as it happened, most of them are just premium tanks. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it in 2 parts. Top 5 premium tanks and top 5 tech tree tanks in the game. Now, coming in, these are in no particular order. These are just the top 5 in no order. I have to put this tank right here, the Badger, one of the best tanks, DPM, armor, it just got everything. It almost has everything for this tank right now. Now, a couple of years ago, this used to be like a really poor tank. When it first came into the game, it was really strong. People didn't know how to deal with it. But nowadays, with the DPM and everything that goes with it, it just makes for a remarkable tank. It really is. And if you do have the gold to be able to get the tank, I would strongly recommend you to purchase this tank if you have the gold when it does come for sale for gold. But yeah, the Badger is one of those tanks that is a must-have right now. Moving along the list, of course, it's the Object 777. Since this tank was first released, I still think this is one of the best tanks ever to come in tier 10. It is absolutely insane. Now, I'm going to mess up right about now, but you know, because it is the Object 777, I managed to get away with it. So I bounce into the wall, but I do get that bounce, 460 bounce. Now I'm turning, look, I'm facing almost the rear to the Jaegeru, but yet I still managed to bounce everything. Like, I wasn't even facing those guys, and yet I still managed to bounce every shot that come to me. So far, you know, 1600 block damage, which yeah, very nice. And I didn't even play for that, you know, I didn't even go for that block damage. I messed up, and yeah, I really did get away with that. So of course I'm going to go for the Object 263 here. He is a one shot. It is a 6 versus 6, so of course I do want to clear the one shots because we are going to start falling apart very soon. Again, nice bounce, and that is frontally, you know, and that is what this tank can do. It's got armor. The speed's not too bad. It's quite low to the ground. The turret's pretty nice. The DPM isn't too shabby either. But yeah, all around, it is a fantastic tank. And I cannot believe Wargaming have just put this tank in the lucky draw. Yes, the lucky draw. I'm not a lover of the lucky draw. But at least I still think they're better than crates because you're guaranteed it at the end. I know you get the charms now. But I do probably think they are better than crates. But yeah, it's still a lot of money that you have to spend. If you're very lucky, you might be able to get it for like 30 gold or so, but yeah, I can't ever see I can't see that happening, to be fair. I can't see you getting this tank for that cheap, but you never know, people are going to if they're pretty lucky. So far, a 2 versus 4. We did mess up a bit there against that chieftain. We bounced, you know, we just messed up. And I wanted to try and block that WZ-120. I managed to stop him in his tracks a little bit. He has managed to get behind me, but luckily I do have sort of a hill to me there. And, you know, it's going to be quite difficult for him to be able to circle me because of this this wall as well. So I do get round. We do manage to kill him, and it is just the Jaegeru left alive, which our Death Star does a remarkable job. So 2.5 block damage there. On top of that, we got 4,200 damage, and we didn't even really, to be honest, we didn't try for the block damage, and we didn't, I mean 3,300 blocks, sorry. So we didn't try for the block damage, and we didn't even try for that damage either. But yeah, still to this day, one of the best tanks to ever come in tier 10, the Object 777. Moving on to tank number 3. Tank number 3, do you know what, I've gone with the AMX 50B because I just think since like Wargaming have changed it a few times here and there, and with the 4 shells, I do really think that this is a fantastic tank. It really is. Hasn't got the armor profile, no, but the 4 shells can really do a lot of damage. You know, it's quick as well. The DPM isn't bad for an autoloader, and honestly, like it's. If you play it like a medium, then you will really damage those medium tanks. You really, really will. I don't know how it's going to be after the next update, but yeah, I didn't ever think I would add this tank. And do you know what? It's not even a premium tank, so we're not going to go for the top 5 premium tanks. I did get it wrong. My apologies. It is the top 5 tanks overall. So yeah, you know, I just think that this tank is fantastic. It really can, as long as people don't look at you. If people don't look at you, then you can really deal some damage very, very quickly. And that's the thing with autoloaders nowadays. Like, especially this now, it's got 4 shells. You could pump up that damage pretty quickly. And I did get lucky here that they decided not to look at me, really. Of course, again, you're not going to get a lot of block damage because you've just got no armor. You might get the troll bounce on the turret, but other than that, you're really not going to block too much. Luckily, 6 versus 1, this guy is AFK, so we're going to try and get as much damage before my team come around the corner. There's 1 HE shot, and we're only going to manage to get another. But, you know, 4,800 damage, and we got that very, very easily. So, you know what? Nowadays, I have to add the AMX 50B because it is a beautiful tank and well worth the grind. So moving on to tank number 4. So tank number 4, of course, it is the Action X. Now for me, this always has to be up there. It always has to be up there in the top 5 somewhere. It is a remarkable tank. Doesn't have the armor profile that some people think. It's got a very nice turret, yes, but it does have that big hatch on top. So as you can see, we're not going to bounce too much, especially when we do come up against a tier 9 heavy tank. So don't expect to bounce that much, especially if you are in the open. Then yeah, you're not going to bounce too much. But you know, the look of it, the DPM, the turret, the gun depression, everything like that, it really is worth a buy. And to be fair, like for what it is, when it does come for sale, it's not that expensive, to be fair. I'd expect a tank like this to be sort of 12, 13, maybe even 15,000 gold every time it comes for sale. But, you know, it's not like that. It does come for sale, maybe around 10,000 gold, but with the camouflage. I think the camouflage, this camouflage at least, is fantastic. The other legendary camouflage as well is also beautiful. But yeah, it definitely, since this tank has been released, it has always been up there in the top 5. Like, yeah, it's dropped down the list, it's gone up the list, you know, but it's always remained in that top 5. And I think, you know, for a very long time, it will always remain in that top 5. The Action X, definitely a tank that you should have in your garage. Absolutely fantastic. That leads me on to the final tank in this list. So moving on to the last tank on the list, it is the Cryos. Now, this was a Battle Pass tank quite a while ago now, and it is one of the most, or it's not one of the most, it is the most insane Battle Pass tank to ever come in Blitz. If you don't own this tank, but you own other Battle Pass tanks, you'd never expect a tank to be this good. It really is, and to be fair, it's not as good as it once was, because again, like I always say, people learn how to deal with certain tanks, and that is what this tank is. You know, people learn how to deal with it. So the armor profile isn't as good as it once was, because again, people know if they can't pen, they switch to premium round. But it's all about the DPM as well with this thing. The DPM really is insane. The armor, again, you can get bounces like here. We're up against a tier 5, and we do manage to kill him. But hopefully this game does showcase just how good this tank can actually be. Fair play to that VK3001. He actually stays alive for a very long time, but unfortunately he can't hold against 4 tanks. So I'm now on my own against 4 tanks, but a couple of them are very low hit points, so you know, anything is possible. I do actually hit that blind shot there, as you can see by the damage dealt. So he is now a 1-shot. So the best thing I've got at the moment this game is I have cap B and I have cap A, and I caught both caps, so I'm not going to go rushing looking for the enemy. You know, if they want to win this game, they've either got to come and find me or they got to come and cap these bases. I go for the blind shot there, and I must have missed by millimeters against that Stog. So he's a one shot. I can see him moving, so I really want to get the shot off and clear him, which I do exactly that. So that is now just around 2,000 damage, 3 kills, and I am now on my own against 3 tanks. So again, with the supremacy points that I've got, I know they have two caps, but I'm thinking, you know what, I still got this. I don't need to move anywhere. And here comes the Britannia Panther. That is a tank I don't really want to come to me, be fair, because he does have decent DPM. But considering I did manage to get the bounce, I don't lose any hit points for him. I did get shot from the left, however, but I've now brought it down to a 1 versus 2. Again, I'm just going to sit and wait. Let them come to me, because I know that one of these tanks are a one-shot. And just when I needed it, I get a bounce from the SU-85. So I want to push forward, get the shot off. I didn't expect for that easy 8 to be there. But, you know, I don't know what the SU-85 was expecting there. But some people don't think, like, just how good this DPM is on this tank. But here I almost mess up. You know, I just wanted to push this guy to clear him. But as soon as he brings me down to a one-shot, I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm just going to wait now, because I'm on 950 supremacy points. I'm just going to wait and be patient, and hopefully just, even if I have to win on supremacy points, I'm happy. But, of course, I prefer the kill. I'm on 5 kills. Now, at the moment, he's backing up. I do go over and just, you know, try and get that snapshot, and when he shoots, he misses. My reload is better than his, I know that, and I do get the kill with 1,000 supremacy points to finish it off as well. So, you know, hopefully that game really does showcase how good this tank can actually be. 3,100 damage, a well-deserved mastery badge, 1,300 XP, and you can just see the carry there from me. You know, 3 times as much as anybody else. But that is what you could do with a tank like the Cryos. Absolutely fantastic tank, the best tank to ever come in the battle pass, no doubt. So that is my top 5, guys. Top 5 tanks in Blitz right now. Of course, you guys might think differently, which is absolutely fine. Everybody has their own opinion. So let me know what you think the top 5 tanks in Blitz is right now. Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.